is enough said.
Happy Wednesday, Heat Nation, hump day. Your boy Ernest here, back with another Miami Heat Talk video. Hope everybody's enjoying the Wednesday so far, you guys. I know it's the middle of the week. I know it's the grind. But remember, if you woke up today, if you're able to live your regular life, you're already winning. So let's share that positivity by smashing that like button. Do not forget to subscribe because together, we're going to rock and roll on another Miami Heat Talk adventure. Thank you guys so much for the continued support. We are talking today about this potential Jimmy Butler trade. But before we do that, just a reminder, the Miami Heat have a game tonight against the Cleveland Cavaliers. It's a big one, you guys. Cleveland is first in the Eastern Conference. They only have 9 losses. They're 36-9, 37-9, I believe, with the number 1 record in the East. But remember, one of those losses was against the Miami Heat. The Heat are playing at home. You got a new lineup with Kel'el Ware, Bam Adebayo starting in the front court. Nikola Jovic definitely needs to get some time with those guys. I love that front lineup with Kel'el Ware, Bam Adebayo, and Nikola Jovic, Duncan Robinson, and Tyler Hero in the backcourt. Now, it has been noted that Jaime Jaquez is probable for tonight's game. That's a big deal. You need Jaime Jaquez. You need all hands on deck because we ain't got Jimmy Butler. Jimmy's suspended for the time being. We got 8 days until this trade deadline. And there's so many reports that are flying, so many reports that are bouncing off the shelves. But as of yesterday, the focus kind of got off of Jimmy Butler. Because it was reported by Shams Charania that the Sacramento Kings have opened trade talks for De'Aaron Fox. Now, I did post a video about that yesterday. But like an hour or two after I posted that video, it was reported that De'Aaron Fox's preferred destination was the San Antonio Spurs. And makes a lot of sense. You got Victor Wembanyama over there, a once-in-a-generational talent. You throw in De'Aaron Fox in that mix, man. De'Aaron Fox and Wembanyama together could be a serious threat. So I understand why San Antonio is the preferred destination. You also have the fact that San Antonio has so many first-round draft picks that they can offer in a potential trade for De'Aaron Fox. So, my goodness, San Antonio has 4 first-round draft picks this season, possibly. So, San Antonio does seem like the favorites, and it does make a lot of sense. But it was posted by Bovada yesterday, the Las Vegas betting odds, that the Miami Heat and the San Antonio Spurs have the best odds of landing De'Aaron Fox. The Miami Heat were the number 1 team with a plus 450 odds to land De'Aaron Fox. The Miami Heat are motivated and determined to trade Jimmy Butler by the February 6th trade deadline. Now look, I'll be honest with you guys. I don't think we're looking at a straight up trade between Miami and Sacramento. The Miami Heat have to outbid San Antonio to get De'Aaron Fox. And it's going to be really hard to do that when you don't have a lot of draft capital. So what do the Miami Heat need to do? The Miami Heat need to orchestrate a multi-team trade. And I know a lot of people are thinking, well, that's impossible. Not really. Andy Ellsberg, our vice president, is the number 1 guy when it comes to numbers in the NBA. He has orchestrated multiple multi-team trades in the past. And if there's anybody that can do it, it's Andy Ellsberg. Now I'm going to read you guys a quote from Brian Windhorst on the Hoop Collective podcast. Let's see here. Okay, so Brian Windhorst said, he suggested that the Sacramento Kings are not in the mix for Jimmy Butler. This is his quote. As of the recording of this podcast, I do not believe that Jimmy Butler going to Sacramento is part of the option here. I have my reasons for that. It could change. This podcast is being recorded the day before it's posting. There's not been discussions, I think, with the Butler side. Not that that's absolutely vital, but I can leave it at that. End quote. So right there, you're thinking, okay, so the Heat are out of the mix. But it was also reported by Sam Amick that De'Aaron Fox agent Rick Paul of Clutch Sports recently said word that it would be wise for the Kings to move him now. Even with Fox's preferred destination widely believed to be San Antonio, Fox's side will remain open to all destinations, end quote. So the Miami Heat are not going to get Jimmy Butler over to Sacramento. I don't think Sacramento's going to even want Jimmy Butler. It doesn't make any sense. I mean, they've gone 11-4 since Doug Christie took over as head coach. But I don't think Jimmy Butler and Sacramento are looking at each other as a destination that they would be happy with. Jimmy wants Phoenix. And it's not because Jimmy wants Phoenix because he can win a championship there. I don't think so. It's more because he's going to get paid. Phoenix has a 2-year maximum contract extension waiting for Jimmy Butler. We know this. So the Miami Heat, like I mentioned, need to facilitate a multi-team trade. Milwaukee is still in the mix. Chicago's in the mix. Phoenix is in the mix. So what the Miami Heat need to do is find somebody that will take Bradley Beal's contract. Phoenix and Miami are actively looking for that right now. And then Phoenix does have multiple first-round draft picks. You can also attach draft picks from other teams to send to Sacramento as a part of a multi-team trade. But this is going to get very difficult, you guys. And if you guys want me to be honest, I mean, San Antonio, they really have the best package that they can offer. Will they offer all those draft picks for De'Aaron Fox? Will the Miami Heat offer Sacramento some of the young assets that we have? Guys like Jaime Jaquez Jr., maybe Nikola Jovic, maybe even Kel'el Ware. I don't think the Miami Heat should ruin their future by getting De'Aaron Fox. As much as I think De'Aaron Fox would be a great fit on this team, he's averaging 25.2 points a game, 6.2 rebounds, 5 assists, 1.5 steals, one of the fastest players in the NBA. But if you're gutting your roster to get a guy like that, it's kind of hampering what you're trying to do for the future. Look, I want De'Aaron Fox. I think De'Aaron Fox would be a great fit on this team. But I don't think trading for him right now is really the best option. Unless it's for Jimmy Butler. Unless you're able to do a multi-team trade involving Jimmy Butler, maybe attaching a Josh Richardson or, maybe even a Pelle Larsson. I don't want to trade Pelle Larsson, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do. But I think it's best for the Miami Heat to keep this youth movement together. Keep this squad together. Shed some of the numbers that you have coming up. Jimmy Butler's contract can be out of your books by the end of this season. Terry Rozier and Duncan Robinson's contract expire on next year, 2026. So the Miami Heat are going to have so much flexibility in the 2026 offseason. Guys, Luka Doncic may be available. Trae Young may be available. Other players may be available. So should the Heat go all in, cash in their chips on getting De'Aaron Fox, making this so difficult that you're gutting your roster, may not be the smartest decision. So Heat Nation, I want to hear from you. Do you think that a trade for De'Aaron Fox can happen? And if so, would you be willing to give up young asset pieces like Jaime Jaquez Jr., Nikola Jovic, Pelle Larsson? I know the Heat are not going to let go of Kel'el Ware. That's one of their building blocks for the future. They want Kel'el Ware with Bam Adebayo and Tyler Hero. But I want to hear from you guys. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. We are pushing to 6,000 subscribers. Thank you guys so much for the continued support. And until next time, once we get some news, your boy Ernest out. And that is enough said.